Good morning, 239 Live. Welcome to Tuesday.
Good morning, everyone. This is exciting. Are we ready for Tuesday? It feels like Monday to me.
Yeah,
I don't know why that
yeah,
is.
like a month of Mondays or something. It's been crazy. April's just getting started and it's already TMF, babies. Too much fun.
We've had a lot going on since we saw each other last
Yep.
this weekend.
You especially, yeah.
Oh, well, a nice little trip to the ER for somebody who decided to, get thrown from one of those e-scooters. But yeah, that
Without a
was an
helmet.
adventure.
Without a helmet.
Without a helmet. Yeah, guys, I don't know. These e-bikes and scooters, you got to wear a helmet and I don't know, use the slow mode. Why do you gotta go 14 miles an hour? Because you're gonna break stuff
14 miles an hour. Vroom.
in a scooter. Like my daughter got hit by a car on one in DC 2 years ago. My son's roommate ended up in the hospital with like a concussion from one, and then this happened yesterday. So
Well,
yeah, no more scooters in my house.
everybody was upset because we thought it was you. I said, no.
Oh no. I know. I was trying to get the
Big kid
information
in the
out.
family was there.
Yeah, because I needed a surgeon. They just sent sometimes our healthcare is not, what it should be. And they sent him home
Referral?
without anything. Like they sent him home with like
Wow.
some meds and that was it. And they said you need to talk to a surgeon and buy
Well, I
after
know
5 hours.
Luann had a good one. Havemeyer.
Have them Havig,
Havoc.
Havig,
Havoc.
and then we have Regala. There was a couple good ones out there. So yeah, thank you everyone. I really appreciate it. You all came through. I love my Facebook family.
Yes,
They're really great.
everybody was freaking out about that.
Yeah, I had to answer some people. I'm like, no, I'm good,
Yeah.
but I'm now caretaker. So help me
All right.
not have to do this too long.
Let's slide into a couple of
Oh,
things.
yeah.
My little education mode. I wanted to show some people about the pier to give another example of what the pier. This is how you know this is before Hurricane Donna. This
Okay.
is what the pier looked like. Had the little white lap boards and so forth. When Hurricane Donna hit and they redid it, it became the Polynesian style the very first time.
Okay. So the peaks like this and the white buildings were pre-Donna.
That was pre-Donna.
And
Donna
Polynesian
just
was
took it
post.
for a ride.
So I came post-Donna.
You came post-Donna,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. So you always know September 10th, 1960. That is the demarcation if you're a true pioneer.
There you go.
Yeah. So anyway, so there you go, just for a little reference point.
Have we heard if it's still going to be a fishing pier?
Well, I haven't gotten that information yet.
Oh.
Well, it's you can fish there, you just can't buy bait there, which really seems.
That doesn't. Maybe
Anyway.
we'll do one of those bait carts like they're talking about with the food.
There you go. Yeah, you can either have some smelt for lunch or for bait. Take your pick.
Yeah, there you go.
Depending on where he lives, probably not too bad. Well, I did include a couple of days today because they were. Oh, I didn't send you the Easter egg, hon. I'll send that to you later. I did send some pictures from last night at the mini bar. Do we have put up a couple of those just to show how things went? We had a
Oh,
grand.
those are our texts.
Yeah, be careful about those. No, you didn't get it. Well, poopy britches. Let's.
I heard it was fabulous. They raised a lot of money.
Yes, they did, and I got that one. Well,
What do we have our days of the week right now or an event? I can do.
Yes. Let's
that.
go ahead. We're
You-
going to look
you
it up.
send
Let's
that.
do the
I'll
first
look
day of them, and then I'm going to find out where I put that.
Yeah, let's
It's
do that.
Monarch Day, I think. Of course, you know I love that.
Well, we've got this. What is it? April 25th. We've got the mosquito control open house. I did not know that mosquito control has an open house.
Yes.
So if you want to learn more about how they control mosquitoes, we used to have planes that flew over Goodlet Road and would wake you up in the morning. We've gravitated away from some of that. We had trucks that used to drive around. I don't know if they still do. So I'm thinking about going to this just to learn more because I've been here for so long. I don't even know what we do. I know they test the water and they say we're going to see how many mosquitoes are in certain bodies of water around town, and that's how they decide. But this is also something we vote on. The person who is
who's in charge of that and who
Mosquito
knows.
Control Commission.
And
So I think it's something if you want to know more about what happens here in the summer about this, because we all know they're a real pain in my backside.
yeah. Pioneers, crackers used to call them swamp angels.
Oh, yeah. That's
But
a nice
also,
word.
if you have like standing water, or I'm gonna have standing water, they have mosquito fish, and you can go and get. They'll give them
You
to you
told
for
me this
free.
yesterday.
You can
Yes.
get them free, and you have to be a little more gentle when you um, put them in. I just like to dump them in. They said no, you have to ease them into the water, whatever. But if you have mosquitoes there, you can. Um, they'll eat the larvae, and there you go. So we're going to
Perfect.
put this up a couple of times because I think it's great that you should know. It's right behind the airport. Just take the road that leads down to the local airport, and it'll take you right back there.
Yeah, I'm going to be there.
Okay.
This will be fun. What else
So
do
how
we have?
about Monarch Day? Do we have Monarch Day? Of course, you know I'm going to put that up. It's Western Monarch Day, and it's time we all that. Even though it was on the 5th, I still wanted to put it up. Wanted to bring it up because our butterflies are important to us.
Most people don't know what butterflies, how they are important.
They're very important
And you
because,
get quite a few in your garden.
well, yeah,
Yeah,
because every freaking plant in that whole backyard and everything is built. The whole thing is built for them and
we need to
butterflies
do a
and
tour
bees.
of the lowest garden.
Yeah, yeah. It's just perpetual fixing. It's like it's never. He's. We're gonna have a party when it's done. It's like after Lois, it's never done. You're right. It's never done. So, but anyway, monarchs. You can get monarch seeds. You just Google it on whatever, and they'll send you seeds to plant. Or if you want to put a different kinds of trees in your yard, but monarchs are the ones that fly around. They pollinate um,
Oh, I
our
might do
plants.
the seed thing.
Yeah,
I like that.
yeah. They'll send you seeds. You plant them, and then they grow up, and then the monarchs lay eggs, and then the eggs turn into little caterpillars, and then they eat all your plants, and then they turn into a chrysalis, and then boom, you got a butterfly
Well, there we
that
have.
lasts about 4 to 6 weeks.
Have you ever been to the butterfly garden on the other coast?
No,
I haven't
I've
been
been
in
to
years.
several, but it's been a long time. They had a great one in Fort Myers, but unfortunately, the rain washed it away. Okay, how about our next one? That is
What do we got there?
Girl Me Too Day.
Ooh.
I just like that title, Girl Me Too Day,
Me
because
too.
it gives a lot of, hang on here. What am I doing with that? Lois, get your act together.
She's got all the
I've got all my notes here, and then I
Weren't
came.
you the ones that were just saying the boys are always on their phone?
I was, well, this is where I keep all my notes. That's a
I
different.
know. I
That's a
know.
different thing, but I
I
am
know.
always on my phone. But anyway, Me Too Girl Day is do something special with your girlfriend. I wish they'd made it GURL. That would have been
Oh yeah. Yeah.
girl,
Girl.
been more fun. But they did give up. Did give 4 movies to watch with your girlfriends or
Oh,
whoever fills in for your girlfriends or whatever. The Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants.
that
Do you
was
remember
good.
that?
That was a good movie.
Dee, do you remember that? Was that a yes?
No,
No. All right. How about Waiting to Exhale?
that was good.
That was good.
Dee's like got nothing.
You got to watch all these things because they're really good. How about Steel Magnolias?
That's a classic.
I know you have got to watch that, D. That is
That is a
absolutely,
classic.
oh my
That is a
God.
true sisterhood movie.
Weezer, hit Weezer. Nobody likes Weezer.
But
You have to be, I
it's
guess.
you gotta be prepared for that movie though.
Oh, well, yeah, of
It's
course.
got it's a little
Yeah.
emotional at times.
Yeah. Yeah, it was. But still, and one of my faves is Hidden Figures.
Hit it. Oh, that was very good. And
Yes.
quite apropos for right now.
Yeah, oh, that is good. That is. Hidden Figures is about the community or the NASA to send John Glenn up, and they had a group of black women who still at that time they weren't treated as they should have been, but Kevin
Costner.
Costner made sure that that was all taken care of. Hey, Lou, and how beautiful that was that she could calculate that and figure that up. And my favorite part was when they said, "This is classified information. Are you a spy?" No, sir.
Like, yeah.
How did you figure this out? How'd you do that? She goes, "I held it up to the light." He goes, "What?"
Yeah, they redacted it, but she could just go like this and it was
Held it up to the light and he threw it down. He goes, "Well, I guess you're not a spy, and I guess we better get some better ink
darker
or
ink.
paper or something
Yeah,
like
darker
that."
ink.
But
There
well,
are some really classic
yeah,
outtakes that you can they still put them up on Instagram,
Yeah.
Facebook. I'll find them randomly. They'll come across my
They'll come.
feed.
I like
Yeah.
it too. So there's a good to talk about girl and
Girl, me too.
girl, me too. And then the next day
Or you
is
too.
International Beaver Day. So I thought that kind of went with, hey, girls. But we do have beavers in Florida.
We do. Yep.
And
We have
they're more northern Florida. Did a little research for us.
Dee said something about that. We have otters down here.
Oh, of course.
Yeah,
We have in our back canal. Oh, but oh, Lord. If they like your yard, they use it as a latrine. And that's also the meeting place for every other freaking animal that comes through.
We had one in our basement of our restaurant up north once.
An otter?
An otter. I went downstairs because my mom's like, go get the rice or something. And I was like 10. Great, Mom. Thanks. So I go down there and there was like some rustling. So I ran back upstairs and my stepdad went down and he was like, oh, we got an otter in the basement.
How'd you get in there?
We were on a river.
Oh.
And there was a window.
Oh, they could just sort of
somehow he came in. And yeah, they are not kind animals.
Oh, no. One day, man goes, oh, look, he's up here to see the cat. I go, no, he's up here to see if he can eat the cat.
Yep.
Because that's kind of what they do. But anyway, so International Beaver Day for all you people that like critters like I do. And did you know their teeth are orange?
I did not know that.
They're orange, and they have to constantly on wood so they can keep their teeth short and not sharp.
Oh, well, that makes sense.
That
makes sense. I was going to say, is it a food thing like flamingos? So it kind of is.
Well, they just have to use it to keep their teeth sharp. Yeah. I don't think it's food.
Well,
as much as food, I don't know.
Yeah.
Not my greatest impression.
We got a trail of cars just coming in. We've been popular today. These cars.
I don't know, but something's happening. So anyway, we want to show you last night part of Gyra Fest, where a group of family and friends got together to
support.
Give Patrick some support, and I just took a couple of shots of some lovely ladies. There's Miss Tony with her crew.
There were a lot of people. I saw some pictures this morning.
Yeah, I did really. And there's hey girl. And there's some fams and Miss Meredith, who's wonderful, helping me. There's Wayne, my man.
Your man.
And there's one of our faves.
Oh, is that Matt?
Huh?
Matt brought his ice cream.
Ice cream man. I always think of
he
Eddie Murphy.
Popular.
Oh, he was. Well, he's popular anyway. He always smiles. And I tried to get him last night. And I said, are you listening to me? And he repeated back what I'm saying because we're all ADHD. And we try to catch each other like we're doing two things at once. So he's fabulous. We love Matt. And look at that, Timmy.
You said you ran into Tim.
Yeah. It's always so good to see him. Now, and Patrick. Now, do you see Patrick's hands? It's like he's these lights.
What are they glowing?
They're glowing. Hey, wait a minute. What the hell? Come over here just for a second while you're here. I know you're not prepared to go on, but we're talking about your place, baby.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, you just came in here. Hello. Just quick, we were just popping up some of the pictures and what was going on.
Hi. Every time. Kristen, girl, how you doing?
I'm good. I'm sorry I missed it last night. I was doing the ER run thing last night for family, but
it was a beautiful event. It was a really beautiful event, and everybody came together. It felt really, really good. And I hope they raised a lot of money. The auction
I think they did.
The generosity in this town sometimes overwhelms me. They had all these beautiful things that were given away, all these auction items that were given away. And they raised $30,000 by doing that.
Yeah,
that's what I heard. That's incredible.
Which is amazing. We love you, Pat. We miss you dearly.
Yeah, we do. And all the boys, put up a couple of pictures and we can just kind of, again, hey, Kevin. Kevin is not in the house today.
Where you at, boy?
Boy, he's playing hooky. Hey, let's leave. He'll never know.
Right. It's the one and only Just Lee coming in hot.
She literally came in hot.
I came in hot.
To run out, and we grabbed her before she left.
She grabbed me. Kevin, that was an awesome event.
Yeah.
Everybody being said.
Everybody had a great time, and everybody got to say their things. But I was loving Pat's wrist because you couldn't take a picture.
Oh my God, so funny, right?
So I went over to him and I said, "Put your wrist down." So he's looking like
because they were shining in his.
They were shining in the light. There you go. This is what they look like.
How fun.
Tell.
Yo, D sitting over there like a gangster.
Gangsta.
Girl, I didn't even see you.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, she's
These are cute. Can I see one of these?
Yeah, sure.
Everybody had them. I didn't even get to see them.
Go take one, give to your
Oh,
babies.
also, hey Kevin, also someone
Yeah.
else playing hooky. Here, you can have this. Yeah, come take it.
Yeah, yeah, good girl.
There you go.
But she's working hard.
She's working. She's
Yeah.
about to. She's going in the studio.
Good deal, good deal.
Well, we love you guys.
So anyway, we loved having it, and you would be passing around. I saw you had a costume change, shirt change.
Did I?
Yeah.
Oh,
And I tried to grab. I thought, oh, well, she's too busy. She's in that zone.
moving and shaking.
But it was a great time. We had
Yeah.
great food. Loved our drinks. Loved our server, and
Glad.
it just was a really, really good time.
I'm glad. Well, I love you girls. It's always
you.
good to see you.
You bet.
Thanks for having me on.
Oh
you're
no,
great.
thanks for doing that yesterday too.
Mister. Yes, anytime.
You got it.
Listen, anytime. That's what this is about. We now have a director of special events in place,
Perfect.
and anything you have going on, we'll support. We love you.
Well, it was the chili event last night. We
Yeah.
can't wait for the next one.
That's right. We're going to do something soon. We're going to
Stay
do
in
the
touch.
Military
Bye, y'all.
Appreciation Month all May. So we'll get with you. We'll do some stuff.
That'll
there.
be amazing.
Yeah, that'll be
Bye.
fun. Bye-bye.
Bye. Hey,
Good
David.
morning. Hey, Dave.
Thanks for joining us today.
Well, that was such a treat to have her come in as we were talking about her wonderful place. It's
Yeah,
the
perfect time.
cutest.
It's like
yeah.
we planned it.
Yeah, I know. Right. Came in hot. There you go. Oh, there are donuts in the back, little one. Okay. And something that I just wanted to briefly mention is that we always we play the national anthem to open up the show in case you don't know, and that happens to be Anthony DeSario. He's the deputy at Aubrey Rogers High School, and he plays a mean guitar.
Yes, he does.
And so he,
I've heard him at some events.
yeah, he's
amazing.
great. So anyway, I just want to say that I love that we do the Pledge of Allegiance or the national anthem, excuse me, before every show, and that's a good thing. All right.
What else we got?
What else
Another
we got,
event?
baby
Yeah.
girl?
I always look over here. People don't know what I'm looking at. There's a screen
Yeah,
over
there's
here.
a screen over here.
Next.
We're showing some of the dates we're going to say, but this is a wonderful thing. April the 11th, and that would be this Saturday, right?
Yep.
Absolutely.
So you can go to that first, the Festival of Indigenous Cultures, and that's at Artis. And then afterwards, head on over to Mercado at 5:00 to see the pole vaulting. So you can make it a full weekend this Saturday, a full day of fun.
A full day of fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think this will be wonderful.
This is great. This is right near my house.
Yeah. That's right. You're right down the road.
And then Mercado's across the way. For those of you who don't know, this is the 5th year for Pole Vault in the Plaza.
I've heard people love that thing. That's crazy.
It's amazing.
It's crazy.
So last year it was a 2-day event. This year they're changing it up. Instead of having it during the day, because it was kind of hot last year for people, they turned it into a nighttime event. So it starts at 5:00. It benefits St. Matt's House. It's right there on the plaza,
right
at Mercado. And it's going to be all the professionals this year.
Wow.
So you have people that are Olympic hopefuls, and literally the bar gets that high.
Yeah.
I think the starting height for these professionals is somewhere about around 10 or 12 feet.
Yeah, I was going to say
They
11,
go up
right.
to 17, 18 feet.
Crazy.
I want to say that one is 17 right there.
Crazy,
I
crazy.
I tried to get my son to come on Friday with you guys
Uh-huh.
because I know he doesn't want to do it with me.
Oh, Dad, have him do that.
Because he runs the event.
Oh, it starts at 5 p.m. Oh, that's
starts
good.
at 5. So you can go to the Artis first.
Right.
And then you can go to Pole Vault and Plaza next. But he was like, no, Mom, I'm good.
No.
I'm
Well,
like,
send us a picture of him. We'll put it up.
I
with him
will.
for that, yeah.
You know what? We're going to torture him. Maybe I'll send you a picture with him.
To come in and we'll
I'll
do that.
we'll use that one, and then we'll use him with some of the winners last year.
There you go.
We gotta give him a little shout out. He's kind of media shy.
Oh, he likes to be behind the cameras.
He loves to be, or at the events he's fine, but I don't, this kind of environment.
This kind of environment.
He's not
Well,
like
it is.
like that,
Yeah.
I don't think.
Yeah. Okay, well, I think that might have brought us kind of up to date. Let me see where. See, I sent all my goodies via email, and then I came in here and started talking and not paying attention.
We have a run of show.
Yeah, we have.
We just, mine turns off. I got to figure out, I have to have Dee figure out.
It'll be on if I've got it on the thing. But we have a wonderful young lady. Young lady. Yes, she is a young lady compared to me. Not compared to you guys. Just kidding. Okay, but I wanted to set up the pick. I wanted to talk a little bit about history and also set up.
Are we going to do
Well, I wanted to talk a little bit, put up these
With the
pictures at the
pictures?
bank,
Okay.
and then we'll call your guest up. Is
Okay.
that okay?
No, I love that.
Oh, yeah, okay. All right. So let's put up a few of the history pics that I think you're going to love. I want to show the first Bank of Naples,
Remember that?
and there it
The
comes.
Bank of Naples. I remember the Bank of Naples.
And it's on the corner of 8th Street South and 5th Avenue South. And that's the Bank of Naples, which is now
Bank of America?
Bank of America.
Yeah.
That's what it is. And the Naples original bank was open on February the 14th, what does that say?
23?
No.
No, 49.
49, yeah. So 1949.
Oh.
So think about that. There was no bank then. This community opened up in the late 1880s and really became part of Collier County.
Self-financed up until then.
And 23 they would have to go to Fort Myers, and it would take them
Oh.
forever to go do all this stuff. So, yeah. So, and they opened up with $74,000 of a capital base. Now, these names are the names of really the royalty of the old timers: Roy Smith, president; Clarence Took, cashier; E.H. Frank, that's in like the Frank family that started the Swamp Buggy; McSwain; Claude Storter is the Storter family that founded Everglades City and the Rod and Gun Club and all that stuff before they sold it. And the board, Mamie Took was the assistant cashier, and she succeeded Clarence when he passed away. And she would remain president until 79. How about that?
That's amazing.
Yeah, she was a great community steward and dealt with a lot of
Her name
realtors.
comes up a lot on the Icons of Naples
Oh, yeah.
podcast.
Mamie, absolutely.
Probably every third guest mentions
about her.
Yep.
All right.
That and Roy Smith's name has come up.
Absolutely.
And also the Frank family.
Well, you know what? Denise Mesnick is Roy Smith's
Yeah.
granddaughter.
Yeah, I really want to get her on as soon as we get a sponsor.
Yeah. And her son, a beautiful actor. Oh, my God. Ooh, fabulous. Okay, next picture. I may have a couple of shots.
Aw.
Now, remember when I told you that Mamie had a friend that would hang around her, and that's Jedge? This is what the Basset Hound, this is the pup that would hang around Mamie Took's desk when people were asking for loans. And because you just walked in and out, the doors were open.
Here we thought Bring Your Pet to Work Day was a very 2020.
Yeah, so
20,000
avant-garde, yeah. And so Jedge and McSwain when I interviewed him one day, he said Mamie knew who was going to pay back or not. Everybody did, but Jedge just gave her a good reason to say it or not say it. All right, you have a couple of shots of Miss Mamie.
He was the loan authorization.
Hey, right,
department.
he was the one. Yeah, that. And so here's Miss Mamie Took sitting at the bank, and it was taken December 1976. That was about when she retired. And she made history as the first female president in 1955 when Barnett Bank merged with the Bank of Naples, and she remained as president. So she was there for a long time and did a great job. And one of the best stories about the Bank of Naples and real estate is Mr. Briggs came in late for a board meeting. And they said, "Why are you so late? He said, I had to wait for Stonewater. He bought your property." So I thought the deal was done. Yeah, but he had to bring the money. He goes, "Well, that's a check. How long does that take?" No, he paid us in gold coins, and we had to count everything out. Isn't that great? And that's Kevin Stonebarner's dad is in Bayfront, and he'll validate that story. Hey, Robert. And he'll validate that story, but that's how business was done back in those times. Isn't that a great story?
Can you imagine? Hi,
real estate. Yeah, we're just going to bring these gold coins.
Can you imagine Jillian, somebody showing up with a big bag of gold? Here we go.
Count them out, and we'll take care of all that stuff.
But you had to transport it somehow, so gold was probably easier than cash.
Well, I don't. Well, maybe I don't know.
Paper.
He had an airplane. He was good for that. Okay, let's see. Do I have another one of Miss Mamie? There's Mamie and Clarence in front of the Bank of Naples when that first started.
Look at that entry.
Yeah.
Wow.
Lovely. It's really pretty nice.
That's incredible.
Got his nice little fedora on.
And look how modern it was. Look at those doors for the time, for the era that this picture was taken. And they already had the,
And the lettering it looks like almost Art Deco
Yeah.
or something
Yeah. Yeah.
like that.
How interesting.
Is that the last one?
Where
I
do you
think
find these pictures?
they're in my files.
Years of
Doris Reynolds
research.
gave me a lot of her stuff. Doris Reynolds gave
Remember
fi
Doris
Of
Reynolds?
course they do.
I loved Doris. Oh
Doris
my
gave
God.
files to everybody, thinking you were the most special. Then they go, "Oh, Doris gave me some files too." Well, Doris gave me. Well, that's great because now we get to share these things and pass them
I
around.
remember meeting Doris at the opening of Sugden Theater.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, that was probably one of her last-ish events. I think it was Sugden.
yeah,
I just remember going, "You're oh my gosh, Doris. I
yeah,
haven't seen you in like 20 years."
yeah. She. Oh my God, she was a hoot. Okay, well, I tell you what. Now that we've sort of set up the introduction about
Real estate.
money
That was a
and
good
real
lead.
estate and banking, thank you.
That was a great lead.
I had fun doing that one. Trying to find those pictures back in my notes. So here we go. Oh, I got us right here. I'm gonna be sure I'm not making noise. So you want to introduce our next guest?
I will. I will. So our next guest is Jillian Young. She's the president of Premier Plus Realty. Yeah, come on up and get settled. Which is one of Southwest Florida's top performing brokerages with over 1,800 agents. Has done 5,000 transactions this last year and more than $3 billion in annual sales. But what makes their approach different is simple. Jillian believes that agents shouldn't have to give up their income to grow their business. And that's why they are 100% office. Jillian's also the recipient of 40 under 40. I know she didn't put that in her intro because she's not one to tout her own horn, and also was voted Rising Star by Housewire. So,
Oh,
Jillian, thank you
nice.
so much for joining us. I wanted to give you that wonderful intro, but also we're going to talk about buyer brokerages. But first, tell us, because a lot of people don't understand how real estate works. Tell us tell us a little bit about yourself if you wander the office, but also explain to people what the difference is between a split brokerage and 100% brokerage and why what makes by the way, I'm part of Premier Plus.
It's a
What
full
makes our
disclosure.
office, full disclosure, what makes our office so wonderful?
Well, thank you for having me. It's so nice to be with y'all this morning. So, yes, I'm Jillian, and I am proud to serve as the president of Premier Plus Realty. And so, I get to serve you and your business. And the thing that I love about this town, and I'm a townie. I grew up here, Poinciana Elementary.
Oh, that's so great. We have so many local
Yep.
yokels. We gotta have a
That's
yokel.
right. I remember Princess Park. So many birthdays there. Um, yes, and go Trojans. Lately high. So the way that a real estate brokerage typically works is that the qualifying broker is legally responsible for all the sales associates. We're the ones that are supposed to help you follow the law, stay in line, do your best, and there's always a fee for that service. And back in the day, you had physical offices. We didn't do business on the internet necessarily. There was a lot more tactile help that was needed for a real estate agent to
Gold.
succeed. Right. Yeah. I mean, you'd have to count the gold. It was just a whole thing. So brokers, rightfully so, charged a fee for those services. So if an agent made some money on a sale, then the broker would say, "Hey, here's my fee for helping you accomplish that." Well, it's 2026. And for about 23 years, our brokerage has said, listen, we have this thing called the internet. We have there's a lot less need for physical, hands-on, tactile support with actual papers. We can do a lot of things online. We can do things in a more consolidated way as technology has increased and our communications ability has increased. So the fee that we charge our agents is $225 to process their paperwork, comply it. And because we have so many real estate agents at scale, one of my jobs is making sure that agents have everything that they need that they may get at a brokerage that charges maybe a 10 to 50% split. We make sure that we have those items. Either a lot of them are included, some of them are a la carte. But the point being is that we believe we have a philosophical conviction and a value that agents should keep as much as possible. And there's no reason for us to take more than that because we've been able to scale systems, efficiencies, and communications in order for you to win. So if an agent nets, let's say $1,000, we're taking 100, right? Just to
Mhm.
process the paperwork. We're not doing a big split. If it's a $200,000 check, we keep $225 of that to process and comply the paperwork. And so we're able to do that because we have the largest network of real estate agents here. And so we're able to work at scale. Smaller 100% brokerages aren't necessarily able to offer some of the things that we are because it's an economy of scale.
Yeah, and we joined together with United Real Estate, which
Right.
just offered us more back office options.
Mhm.
I noticed because sometimes I don't dive into all the latest and greatest because I get a little busy as we do. And last time I spoke to you, you said, "Well, you could that's in our back office," and I'm like, "Oh darn!" And then it was like, "Well, I think we have that in the back office," and I was like, "Okay, that's 2 for 2." So
To be
I
fair,
took some
there are
time.
so many tools. I mean, this is a little
Yeah.
of a humble brag. We have so many tools. It's a little bit hard to keep up with them all. But we truly do. We say from the top of the funnel to your 1099, we have the ability for you to run your business in a way that makes sense to you. We allow a lot of personal branding within the confines of what real estate licensees can do. Right. So it's not about us. It's about the real estate agent providing for their families. And so everything we do is and through the lens of what can we give rather than what can we take.
No, I joined because it felt like, well, that was when Dave Gallis was there
Mhm.
on a
It's
daily.
our founder.
Our
Yes.
founder, yeah,
Yeah.
and
Everyone's favorite human, by the way. He's
What's his name
amazing.
again? Dave,
David Gallis.
Gallis.
Gallus.
and so when I got there, it reminded me because I worked for my mom most of my life, so it reminded me of like a home office. And even though we've grown a lot
Hmm.
and we have a lot more agents and United and things like that, I just feel like it's kind of like homey. So when we have all these questions about the buyer broker,
Yes.
so I wanted to bring you on because I said I've heard a lot of people explain it, but you've really were in on the ins and outs of the buyer broker in the beginning and the whole nightmare of I say nightmare
Yeah.
from an agent standpoint, but the creation of the problem to the solution of the problem.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That I said your explanation came off the most understandable from an agent standpoint. But I can tell you, we're into it for what, over a year now?
Mhm.
And I still get so much pushback
Mhm.
that I thought it'd be a good time to help educate our audience on what's a buyer broker and why do we have to use it? Because a lot of people are just like, I'm not signing anything. I'm like, well, I want to show it to you, but
Mhm.
I also don't want to get in trouble.
But
Yeah.
when I was active in real estate, still have my license, but I have it on hold. That was what our broker always wanted us to do: get your buyer broker, and it was like,
Right.
and everybody was very resistant. But now,
Mhm.
if you
And they
don't,
think
you
it's
get in
just a
trouble.
Florida thing
No,
and it's nationwide.
yeah, that's what I was like. Wow. Okay, so tell us a little bit about that.
Sure. Well, just for a little bit of context here. So, a real estate licensee is one thing, and a lot of our commercial agents around town are real estate licensees. They don't necessarily belong to our trade association, which is the National Association of Realtors. And our MLSs just so happen to be owned by local realtor associations. And so, we all belong to the Realtor Association. It's the pervasive way that we practice residential real estate around here. It's very hard to find someone who has a license that's practicing that is not a realtor. So because of that, we decide and we agree to follow a code of ethics. We follow
Mhm.
a number of extra layers of compliance and protection for the consumer's benefit. One
And that's
thing,
what they don't
yeah,
understand either,
right.
is we don't do it. We don't want to give away our money every year for a membership just because
Hmm.
it's gives us guidelines as a professional
Hmm.
because it is a profession, guys. We do this for a living, just like you go to your job every day for a
Right.
living, just putting that asterisk out there. Um, but they don't understand. They're like, oh, well, that doesn't have to apply. I said, well, we do it for our
Mhm.
guidance. And also it gives you protections as a profession that we follow.
Right.
Most people don't understand that.
Well, let me just jump to say when they first had their first rule,
Mhm.
about real estate, that was when they were selling swampland and
Yep.
giving people that.
Yeah,
And then all of a
see?
sudden they had to get an organization in to sort to, so if we'd had ethical people in the beginning doing the right thing for the right reasons, we wouldn't have to.
Oh,
So we're,
ethical.
we're,
We don't need someone to tell us what's
we
right or
just
wrong.
progressed. Each time there was a problem, they had to create a solution to fix it.
Right. Well, so now
Good.
we have this wonderful breadth of support with the National Association of Realtors, and so most of the brokerages around here are members because in order to list a property, to put your home for sale, or to look for homes for sale, you need to put it in the multiple listing service, our MLS. That's where Zillow gets all their info, by the way.
Exactly.
And in order to do that, we have all agreed to follow the rules that are handed to us through NAR, and we're able to give voice to some of those rules. As a matter of fact, recently I was part of a cohort of large brokerage leaders that were able to sit across the table with the CEO, the president, the leadership team of National Association of Realtors in Chicago, and we were able to enact some changes, which you've seen the benefit of. So they really do have an ear to hear. You just have to be bold enough to speak up. So buyer brokers, what does that mean? Well, if you're looking for a home, you go online, you look at some pretty houses, you're not quite sure if this is a good house or a bad house, or if this neighborhood's going to work for you, if it's a good value, that sort of thing. So you need to hire a professional to help you. I mean, this is the ABCs, right? So you go and there are everyone and their mother's a real estate agent in Naples, Florida. It's not very hard to find one.
Yeah.
But what's the difference between each one, and which ones are going to give you the best service? It's a very competitive market in that regard.
Very much.
So the way it used to be is you'd look at a home and say, "Oh, this is for sale. You know what? Let's put our pants on and go see it this afternoon. I'm going to call somebody." And you'd call and say, "Hey, are you a real estate agent?" "Yep." I'm interested in this house. Can you show me this afternoon?" "Oh, sure, no problem." And a buyer's agent would just go and show them the property and then hope that that buyer would purchase with them. And there was no established professional expectation. And traditionally, what would happen is that if that buyer did purchase one of the properties that the buyer's agent helped them with, the seller would choose to compensate that buyer's agent, and would choose to do that, right? And so there's no law saying that a certain compensation is required. It was a matter of what the market dictated and what tradition dictated. Uh, Unfortunately, there was a class of sellers who said, "You know what? I am uncomfortable with feeling like I am supposed to pay a buyer's agent, and that I don't understand that I have a choice in that matter." And it feels very veiled. And I'm not quite sure if I wanted to pay this amount that I paid. And so there was a class action suit, and there were a number of brokerages that were named in these suits that were frankly sued. Our brokerage, unfortunately, being one of them, because we did a lot of business, and
They went after the biggest
did.
of the offices,
Correct.
which is great to know
Mhm.
that we're big,
right.
but
So really what we had to show is that we do have a differentiation in what our agents are charging, because we're 100% commission. What that means is that our agents aren't beholden to a certain threshold of a fee to charge. Our agents have really ultimate freedom and ultimate negotiation power in what they're allowed to charge. And so we were able in our settlement negotiations to show that we have a wide array of fees that our agents charge their consumers. And we were able to walk away with the lowest settlement amount until somebody else did a little bit later, but this was pretty far along in the process. And so I'm really proud of how we showed up and how our business model was able to insulate us somewhat. But part of that settlement was not just a cash value that we had to pay in, but it was that we agreed to certain terms for transparency for
and
the
not
buyer.
just you, everyone.
Well, yes, me physically wet signing, but it was also the number of brokerages and that trade association, National Association of
There it
Realtors.
is. Okay.
So the rules regarding buyer broker agreements in Florida are for realtors. They're not necessarily for Florida real estate licensees. It's for us who abide by a higher standard. Now, buyer broker agreements, a contract, a written agreement between a real estate professional and a buyer, have been in existence for a very long time.
Yeah, there were 6 states or something that were using them as
22.
as 22 states.
Mhm.
We're already using them. So this is
And
not
as a
new.
state requirement.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
Right.
they were
Two.
required, I think like Tennessee or a couple of those or
Mhm.
something. And I heard about that and I was like, well, why isn't everybody using it? It just made sense to me.
Right,
But
right. And Florida, we're the land of the free. So we like as few restrictions as possible
true.
in general. So
True.
but it as a good practice. Now what establishing a relationship, a professional relationship does for the buyer is you're able to slow down that home search, meet with a professional agent who can lay out their value uh, to what they're going to bring to that transaction. This is what I'm going to do for you. Let's get clear on the process. Here are the services that I provide. I love my job, but I don't work for free. This is how I feed my family, and this is what I charge for that service. Mr. Buyer, I am going to let you see what all of the contracts look like and the compensation agreements look like so that you understand that you're in the driver's seat no matter what. Um, we're going to sign a buyer broker agreement. We're going to read it together and ask you to agree to the fee. And then we're going to you're in the driver's seat when we find the property that you want to live in and you want to make an offer on. We're going to request that the seller covers that fee.
Mhm.
And 9 times out of 10, it behooves the seller to do that, and they're happy to do it. So we're teaching agents to educate the buyer that they are still in control.
Yes.
And if the seller chooses not to cover it, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Most of the time, the buyers have no problem with this process. It was a big, scary monster that turned out to be quite normalized at this point. The problem that you're experiencing, Kristen, is someone hands you a contract and says, "Sign this, you're gonna owe me money." Nobody likes that.
Yeah.
So, the thing that we're trying to teach our agents is how we approach the conversation, how we help the buyer understand that they do need separate representation. Going to the listing agent is great, and that can be beneficial for a lot of circumstances for a buyer. However, when you're in negotiations, when you are wanting someone to be fully in your corner and negotiating on your behalf and looking out for your interests, that's worth something. And sellers need to understand that you want a good buyer's agent on the other side of the deal because
For sure.
you want to decrease your liability. You want to decrease your exposure to a contract falling apart at the inspection period. You want to make sure that the person on the other side of the table is a professional that's not going to delay the process. So it does behoove the seller to consider compensating the fee that the buyer owes the buyer's agent. And most of the time, we see that this is the case. Um,
There's just
so,
so many ways. I always tell
mhm,
people there's a lot of ways to split the pie,
mhm,
but here at the onset, up front.
right.
And then when we go into negotiation, of course, we're going to try to negotiate that into the price. I've seen everything from 0, they won't pay anything.
Yep.
Go ahead.
Yep. So, and also we can't say
Yeah,
compensation numbers. Yeah.
right.
Hmm.
So I just see I see the pie get split all kinds of ways. I've
Right.
seen dollar amounts, I've seen percentages, and people don't understand there's so many ways to split that pie
Hmm.
that it's nice to have that as a tool for the buyer and the seller for negotiating.
Hmm.
I think. That at least for me, that's kind of I'm like you get to see what you're going to pay on that closing statement.
Hmm.
But then when we go to make an offer, you can also say, and I'd like you to contribute.
Hmm. Well, so the
And we have so many
yeah, we
contracts
have a
too.
lot of options. Yes, there are so many more options, and the thing that I love about it is transparency. And I mean, this is not a swipe right Tinder night. This is not a fly by night. We're just,
Yeah.
oh yeah, show me a house.
Like that swipe right Tinder button.
We're entering into a professional relationship where I'm clear on what I'm going to do for you and what my fee is. There are no surprises. And throughout the process, you're in control of the way that we accomplish that. So a seller can choose to compensate a buyer from the proceeds of the sale through at closing. A listing agent can choose to share a portion of what they make for their services and share that with the buyer's broker as one of the options. And it could be a percentage, it can be a flat fee, it can be whatever it is that you guys that the parties work out. Or the buyer can say, you know what, I've saved a lot for a down payment, or I have enough cash here. I don't want this to, I want good representation, but I also am in a position where I need to make sure that I have the sweetest deal for the seller. And so I'm going to pay you out of pocket. At closing. So there are many ways to do that. Sellers can actually do a concession. I mean, we do concessions for a new roof on the house, right? So we can also offer a concession for the amount that the buyer owes the buyer's agent. The point being is that we want to make sure that buyers know where funds are coming from. They know what they're paying for. They know how much they're paying, and we want total transparency.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, we're not really wired as humans to do that unless we have words in front of us in a contract so that we all understand what's going on and we're all on the same page. And that's really what what the settlement rules that we need to follow accomplished.
And what I like too is for those that are a little scary or they're not really sure about how long they want to work or how much they want to work with somebody because we're new, right? We've just met kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
That you can do the property specific
Mm-hmm.
or for a time frame, or you can do a time frame for everything we see. I had somebody who the onset, the wife mother was in real estate, but she's no longer in real estate. So she was very leery of it. So I said, well, let's just do property. I know you just,
Doesn't make sense if
it
she
didn't
was in real estate, but she was leery. Hello.
trust me. I come up with these
That's
things.
why she was leery.
That was what I'm hinting at. Like, good Lord.
So
Yeah.
we did the property specific for a time frame, but when we got about, I don't know, 7 properties in, she's like, another one? And I said, well, we can do it for a time frame instead. And she goes, yeah, I'm tired of doing this every time we have to see a house.
Yeah.
And so she transferred, I think it was probably 5 houses. We transferred into a time frame contract that was more broad
Mhm.
and covered, we just show up and see the house and we could schedule. It was a lot easier to schedule things too.
Right.
So, there's kind of like something for everyone.
Mhm. Now, I just thought of this, so I hope it lands. My oldest is turning 16 in 2 weeks, and I am traveling quite a bit recently. So for the first time in my whole life, I hired a party planner to help me throw the shindig. And you know what the first conversation was that I had with her? This is what my fee is. This is the value that I provide. This is what I'm going to do for you. These are all the services I'm going to provide. And here
Wow.
I need a deposit and I'm going to take the balance at the culmination of the event. And I was more than happy to get that professional help because I don't have time to scroll Pinterest right now. So, so think about how much more important that relationship needs to be with purchasing a residential property.
It's the largest purchase for most people in their lifetime.
Yes, it's just we're just not used to it yet. And we're not a jet ski community around here. We're like a big cruise ship. We turn slowly. So we need some time for this to be a normal course of business. And so
And as
yeah,
other estate, I think also when people, oh, I bought my house up north and I didn't have to do that. And I'm like, well, you would now.
you would now if
Yeah.
you're working with a
And they
realtor.
look at me and they go,
Mhm.
we have that in our state. I'm like,
Mhm.
yes, New York, New Jersey, Iowa, wherever you're at, where you're going, if you went out, when you go to sell it, you're going to hear this.
Mhm.
And they're like,
And if they don't hear it, it's an unethical broker because it happens to be the law.
Well, it's not it's the law. It's a civil law between
Civil, okay.
the plaintiffs
It still
and
goes
us.
forward in administrative
Correct.
judge.
Yeah. So it's not a state law. it's not, I'm not going to go to jail for it. I'm not going to have a fine from the state of Florida if I don't do it, but I'll have a fine from old
No,
neighbor for,
yeah, yeah,
yeah,
exactly
I
right.
have a
It's a
5,000
profession
property.
if you
Yes,
belong to a professional
correct.
association. Now, it doesn't apply to, like you said, commercial realtors
Correct.
if they're a
Mhm.
real estate licensee,
Mhm.
unless they belong to neighbor,
So commercial transactions are exempt
because they're
because
handled differently.
this was meant to be a move to be more transparent with a residential consumer. Commercial transactions presume that the customer is a bit more sophisticated with their
Okay.
purchasing because this is a business transaction. So there are not necessarily the same disclosure laws and things like that. I mean, there certainly are, but not to the extent that someone purchasing their home is.
It's more
So
buyer aware.
correct. Yes, it is 1000% buyer aware, which is why we have insurance. But
Yeah.
so in terms of we need a written agreement with the buyer when we're working with a buyer, and
It takes all the guesswork out of everything.
yeah.
And I always found when people get that HUD statement, which is the statement you get at closing that says
Mhm.
all the expenses on both sides and the fees, they're like, "Oh, what's that?" And you're like, "Oh, that's the fee I'm getting paid." And sometimes they look at you know the scowl, and it's like, "Wait, I worked really hard for that."
Yeah.
And other people go, "Oh, I don't think you got paid enough." I mean, I have had people say that because
Wow.
they're hard deals. And up front, then they know it's not a surprise.
Mhm.
You know, splitting the taxes and insurance or any kind of those fees, they understand. So I don't know. I like the transparency of it, guys. I think it's long overdue myself. I've always wanted them.
So think about it. If you've ever hired a professional photographer, you might think that someone who's really good charges way too much for an hour on the beach. But what you're paying for are the years of
Yeah.
experience. You're paying for the equipment. You're paying for the time and editing, all the things that you don't see that
Right.
caused that hour to seem really great and stress free and easy for you. And so when you're
And the pictures come
right,
great.
right. And when you're purchasing a home with a great buyer's agent, it should feel uh, like there's a lot less friction in the process. It should
Great.
be something that you are delighted to do all along the way. And that comes only with when you're working with a competent and qualified professional. And frankly, they need to get compensated for that. And so,
We should get paid. I'm sorry.
yeah,
I never apologize. I used to when I was younger, maybe, but I don't apologize for getting
right.
paid now. I've done this for 30 something years.
Mhm,
And when I go, when I hire anybody, I don't, I don't really argue about, I mean, I might shop around.
mhm,
There's
right,
nothing wrong with that. And you can do that with this.
mhm.
You can interview different agents and shop around if you want.
And you should.
And you should. And everybody offers, we have a lot of agents, but everybody offers something different.
Right.
And it's just like you're not going to enjoy everybody you work with. You may find an agent you click with better than another.
Right.
If people don't want to work with me, I've had people go, "Yeah, I just don't really think you're, you know, especially when I was younger." They were like, "You're kind of young," because I started at 19, right? And I'm like, "Well, let me find you somebody else in my office and maybe you'll click with them and take the referral. Refer it out.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's better than
You
nothing.
want your customer to be
Be
happy.
happy.
You want your client to be happy. And if they're not giving you the time of day, let them give somebody you know the time of day and work with. At least that's the way I feel."
That's a great way to put it. And I did want to clarify when you were talking about the property specific agreements. So our requirement is to have a written agreement with a buyer when we begin working with them and to have the fees clearly laid out. There's a number of other things that we have to do, but that's the basic thing. So we have all different kinds of agreements that you can make with your buyer's agent. So if you want to look at one property or even two or three properties and you're like, I just want to look at those, I've already done all the research myself and I need you to help me with this. That's great. We have a property specific. It's a more of a low commitment agreement for professional agreement. And then we have an exclusive buyer broker agreement, which says, I am going to night and day work for you. I am going to do everything I can to help you purchase a property within this specified period of time. And you've got me fully to help you out. It's not just a one and done or two and done looking at a home and then we're not going to be working together anymore. So, what I encourage everyone one to do. And there are different versions of the contracts. Some brokerages have their own contracts. Buyers need to read it word for word, ask the agent if they understand it.
Ask
And if they
questions.
don't, you
Yes.
ask questions before you commit to agreeing to it. And I promise that once you get that clarity, it's not going to seem so
It's not
scary.
scary at all.
Yeah.
It's new. And I understand when I'm working with people
How
who have
new
done,
is it?
August 2024, August 17th, 2024. It was a
Okay.
so if you haven't bought or sold
Okay.
a piece of
Like 2
property,
years, right?
it's so funny as we're talking, my phone is blowing up with someone from real estate from our
Yeah.
office.
better answer it.
No, I know what it's about. But it's if you haven't bought a piece of property or sold a piece of property in the last 15 years, it's going to be new to you. But that's what we're here for, is to answer your questions on your next purchase and even your sale. I mean, explain these things to your seller too. Because when it comes to negotiation, and I come to you and I say, I'd like to work with you, and this is part of our negotiation, you don't want to surprise your seller at that time either, because I make that also part of the listing.
Well,
I talk to them about it and say, now, when we
Yeah.
come to negotiating, if you don't want to do it now, it's going to come up later.
Mhm.
If they're like, no, I don't, I have one right now that they don't want to offer seller, buyer compensation, buyer side. And I say, okay, but it's going to come up. So let's go over all the possibilities.
Mhm.
And they're like, oh, and some of them have rethought it.
Mhm.
They're like, oh,
Well,
let's get this out.
I like
They
to
don't want to pay the buyer's agent.
the way
They don't
that
want to put it in there sometimes. They want to do it later.
the way that I like to describe it is that the seller may say, "Listen, I don't want to commit to an amount right now, so I'm not going to proactively offer a certain amount to cover a buyer's agent fee because I don't know what that fee is between the buyer and the buyer's agent. I certainly don't, but I am open to."
Right.
To it being in the offer. So they may not proactively offer a buyer's agent compensation in the listing agreement, but the buyer's agent, again, with the buyer's help, because it's the buyer's offer, it's not the agent's name on that contract, it's the buyer's name on the contract. So the buyer can add an addenda to the offer that says, Mr. Seller or Mrs. Seller, we would like to request this amount of compensation to cover what's in the buyer broker agreement between the buyer and I, and it may be more or it may be less than what the seller had in mind. It becomes a point of negotiation, just like every other term of the offer does, and the seller can accept it, reject it, counter.
It's all part of negotiation.
Correct. And so it's just when you hear someone say put it in the offer, this is the way commercial, well, actually in commercial, typically the buyer just paid for their buyer's agent. You could negotiate it with the seller or the seller's agent, but typically it was just paid by the buyer. So what we've done is we've opened up the options. And so what the agent's responsibility now is to deeply understand what all the options are and be able to communicate that clearly to both sides.
It's so interesting because I know as we wrap up here, my mom's like, because my mom's been doing this since 1980 and now she's up north and stuff. And she goes, we just went through this in the 90s.
Yeah.
Why do we have to do it
The
again?
designated agent, right? Yeah.
Right.
We just went through this, and she started laying out all the stuff because I was still a newer agent. So I just did what she told me.
Yeah. Wow, what a great thing to have that resource right there.
Yeah,
with you.
and so we went over it, and she was like, and then she was telling how you explain it, and then she was saying how they're explaining it and their paperwork and stuff. So we were kind of
Wow.
comparing notes.
That's great.
Very similar because it's all a NAR thing. But
And bottom line,
it's like we're doing it again.
this is why relationships are so important in
100%.
business, because if I had and I know about it, but after a while I'm like, oh my God, I can't bear any more of this. Give me the best thing so I can work with you and get it done. And that's why you really want to build up that trust with somebody, because selling your home or buying a home is hard enough, but you want to really trust the person that you're with.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And then asking them what's the best way to do this, because all that paperwork crap, and it's not crap, but it's
It's a lot.
It's crap. Let's be honest.
Right. Right. But I understand, just starting from the history. And if you ever get a chance to go by Neighbor, they have a wonderful history
Oh my goodness, it's so interesting.
up on there. And so you can can understand that and see. And it's almost ironic, all the different things that happen in real estate. Oh, here comes another rule and reg, here comes another. And it's always been about protecting the consumer, because there's always those poopy heads that are going to do things that aren't proper.
That's a legal term.
Yeah,
Poopy heads.
Yeah, very, very much.
Yeah.
You can look at that.
I'm sure it's in there somewhere.
Yeah.
Somebody said it one time. Well, Jillian, is there anything else you want to add about our,
Yeah,
like
like
how
where-
people can get in touch
I
with our
want
office?
to ask you one.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yes, ma'am.
How many offices do you have in the area, and how many total agents?
Sure. So we currently have 6 physical offices that go from Cape Coral to Marco Island. And we currently have just under 1,500 active licensed real estate associates at Premier Plus Realty. And then we have a referral brokerage of over 300 licensees. And they just receive a referral commission, and we just act as the broker bank for them. And again, we offer as much as we humanly can, and I would say that our broker support
Yeah.
is out of this world, even compared to someone that you're splitting your commission with 50-50. I would put our broker support up against any one of those. And so what you're going to find is fast support. You're going to find experience. You're going to find a humble, hungry, smart leadership culture where we put God first, and we want you to provide for your families. So I welcome you to contact us. Joinpremier.com is where you can find out all the info if you're a real estate agent looking for a new career path or an injection of business. So it's been a pleasure to talk
No, I'm
with
so
y'all.
glad.
Thank you.
I'm glad we got this out there, because I still think it needs to be talked about.
It's got to be talked about a lot,
Right.
because I'm sitting here going, "Oh my gosh!" It almost was overload for me, even though I was
And
just
it's like being a goldfish. I don't know the
Yeah.
waters around me. Like
Yeah.
it's just all that we talk about sometimes. So
Everybody just needs to remember, if you're not sure, because you're watching this on Facebook and YouTube, you can go back and look at it again
yeah.
and listen to Jillian explain it a couple of times, and then you'll know the questions to ask when you go to buy your home. And we want to help you be educated and understand the process, so when you buy your home, it's not so scary.
And say hey to Nick Janikowski for me.
isn't he the best?
He is. I love
He
Nicky.
is so
Nicky Poo.
wonderful.
He's part of our squirrel brigade.
Is
Ask
he
him about
really?
that because they're ADHD.
Do I want to?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like squirrel brigade, like, oh, squirrel. We have a group.
I love him.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
my goodness.
Right.
So he's our state broker, our managing broker, the big boss in charge, and he is just absolutely
love.
amazing. And he has injected so much joy into our organization.
Oh,
So much
he's
fun.
that personified.
Yeah.
See,
I was a little bummed when he was promoted to managing broker,
Because you're like,
'cause
"Well,
I
I don't get
liked
to talk
just
to him all the time."
I liked having him right there in the North office, because
Yeah.
for people who don't know, we have a broker in every office.
Mhm.
It's not like just one broker for all the agents.
Right.
It's kind of like the work's divvied up.
Right. We have a lot of brokers. Yep.
But when I mean, I didn't really lose him, but we don't have him all the time.
Yeah.
But that's okay. That's okay.
So yeah, you get to talk to me if you're in real big trouble, and you get to talk to Nicholas if you're in a little less trouble. That's what we
Right.
like to say. So if it's just if it's a regular thing, you get lots of broker support for the things
You get
where
our our
Yeah.
office brokers, like
Right.
Sarah. Yeah. Yeah.
are incredible. So it's been such a pleasure to
it's
see
been a
you.
pleasure having you. Thank you
Thank you
so
for
much.
having us. Well, that was just so much great information. Like,
Yeah.
I hope we didn't overwhelm all of you too much. I know it was a lot. I know it was a lot of explanations, but listen, Lois is going to go back and listen to it again.
Yeah, when I need
I
a good nap. Just kidding.
I would personally, thank you so much, Jillian. I would personally bookmark that. I would bookmark the
Yeah.
episode on YouTube and bookmark the episode on this episode on Facebook,
Yeah.
because when you're ready to buy a house, or you know somebody who is, share it with them. I know it seemed like a lot, but it's such great information to understand. And
Yeah.
the more you know when you're going into buying a house, like what is title and all that kind of stuff, the less scary it seems.
Yes.
The less scary it seems. So, and you can always reach out to me. Do we want to go over the sponsors before
Yeah,
we
let's do
bring
the
them on?
sponsors, and we're going to bring out Miss Lou Ann. I just
Bring
sent
Lou
you a
in.
different picture for her. Go ahead, sponsors. And we love our sponsors. They are
Okay,
just
we have Mighty Dog Roofing. He's probably here somewhere. He usually chimes in. I'm not sure if he has or
he'll
not.
hear the name, then he'll
He'll hear the
chime
name.
in.
He'll chime in. He listens every day, every time we're here. So thank you so much for being one of our amazing sponsors. We have Supreme Auto and Collision, and they're actually having an upcoming event.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll have to
He's
get.
doing it big. I saw him last night at the Gyro Fest.
Yeah, we're gonna have to get that. We'll get. I just saw it pop up this morning, so we'll get that out for you guys.
And they're doing it for the Shelter for Abused Women.
Abused women, yes. We have Devoe Cadillac for your Cadillac needs, local family owned. Three Palms Legal, wills, trust, and estates. That's very important. Make sure you check into your will, your trust, and your estate. Torch Yoga for those who like to do the hot yoga. Just head on over to Torch. Too hot.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll have to play that one next time. Amherst Roofing, make sure you get some roofing inspection. How did your inspection go?
It went great, but I have to go back and get my email and respond to him.
Oh,
It's been crazy.
it got buried in the emails. That happens. So, Amherst Roofing, thank you so much for being a sponsor. And then, of course, myself, as you heard earlier, I do real estate. I also do coaching and consulting.
That's it.
I coach in real estate and life. And please check out Icons of Naples podcast. We are in the process of, we're on episode, I think, 15 now.
Yeah.
And
Like that.
so 15, we want to get 50. So if you're interested in sponsoring, I am looking for some new sponsors for the Icons so I can keep that going because I have about 30 people in the wings that want to be
And we definitely need to capture those stories.
we got to capture the stories because after the Naples Daily News left,
Ugh,
we lost
don't
so
get me
many.
started.
If it wasn't for Doris's stuff, where would we get this?
Well,
You know, for sure.
a lot of the old timers hide it. So, all right, let's go to our next guest because she and I could talk all day long.
Yes.
Oh, yes, we
could.
can.
Because I've about many different varieties. I've known her since she's been what, 14, 15, something
12.
long.
12.
12.
Wow.
When I
12,
first moved
that
here.
was 12. All right, 12 years old. And that was mom that watched all the kids grow up. Her darling husband is here, sweetest man this side of the Mississippi. As active as she is, I mean, chatty. He's sort of the other opposite, and it's great.
She's everywhere.
I know. She's everywhere. I love it. I can't say enough good stuff about her. So I'm going to let you tell us all about you because I'll just talk about tennis. Luann
Oh, well, you had
Sloan Fisher.
you had a women's history question earlier, and I think there's a good trivia question about the first female director of tennis in Collier County.
Eddie?
Oh, yeah.
Chris Eddie?
Yeah, Chris, but
something out of the book?
know. So yeah, I have to find.
Tommy,
No, the first the first director of tennis at female tennis director at Cambier was me. So
You.
yeah, for the
Director of
city of
tennis.
Naples. Mhm.
Well, Eddie, she just was a
Did she?
player.
She just taught. She just
taught. She didn't wanna
grinded it
do
out.
anything. Okay, so
Just grind out. But in Naples, she was at the Beach Hotel forever. So,
forever.
but yeah,
Chris
but
Eddie. And,
she definitely, and we have a lot of tennis history here.
oh,
And of course, you're an icon in Naples and love your tennis games. So,
I'm the
I'm-
junker.
yeah. And well, I learned a lot from the Junkers when I was 12, 13,
Oh,
14,
yeah.
right? I would hung out under the cheeky huts at Cambier Park and hoping someone would have heart palpitations so I could jump on the court
Oh, yeah.
with them to fill in. And I crafted my doubles game, with a lot of elders there. So it was wonderful. But
Seasoned citizens.
I love that. I love that. I said elders in a very,
I know, loving way.
loving way.
Seasoned
Yeah, I
citizens.
like that. Yes.
That works because seasoned citizens who are here in season.
There you go. Absolutely. Absolutely. So, but yeah, Luann Fisher, I've been here for quite a long time, as we just noted, and really excited about some upcoming events. My brand is Lux Alliances.
How did it start? When did that start? I just started associating you with that because I always do tennis. I'm like, wait a minute, what's this lust?
So I was doing, so I retired from tennis. I was doing events with the legends of the game on a global basis. We were, doing placements at the Grand Slam tournaments for events. I would go up to the U.S. Open, and we would do a lot with the Miami Open. I was working for Cliff Drysdale. And then I stepped away from that and to focus, really hyper focus on family. And within that time, I was, keeping my feet wet and doing some business strategies with some smaller businesses in the area to help them with growth, but also taking them on as clients, but but allowing myself to be able to say no and be able to, be present, with the kids and so forth. So, a couple of years ago, I realized that, now I wanted, my kids are out of college, and well, 3 of the 4 of them are out of college and one's wrapping things up, and that I wanted to, make sure that I could dive in a little deeper into what I love. And it still included tennis and wellness, of course, but also the business strategies. And I was always doing things just in my own name. So, thus was born Lux Alliances, which is my initials.
Okay.
Yep. And the gold rings around it, symbolize bringing collaborations together, and the gold in an elevated manner. So,
Yeah.
so that's really how I came up with that, and just branding myself so people would understand that, why is Luann everywhere, but what does she do? And really trying to define it more for the community. Now that I'm going in deeper than I was when I was,
Yeah.
really busy with
Yeah.
4 kids, and now, a grandbaby who's hanging out over there
How old
watching
is she
me.
now?
She is 6 3/4. She will tell you she's got a birthday coming up very soon. So
Look at that
yeah,
little
yeah,
tail.
she's very shy too.
It's like a
Not
tail.
not at all. No, no.
Yeah, kind of like
She's an only grandchild.
She's the only
Oh,
grandchild.
I understand that language.
Yes,
I've
yes.
been
My children.
only for 6 years. It's the best
Yeah,
thing to be.
our children are chopped liver now. So I mean,
Yeah, right.
it's
Yeah,
really
right,
yeah.
yeah.
But we have some great things coming up. Back involved with the Naples Professional Tennis League, the Germain BMW Naples Professional Tennis League, presented by J Courts. I played in that league for years.
Yeah, I
It's
remember.
probably third. It's very. We have to track down. I have to ask Pete Minarich and a
Yes.
couple like. I think it's at least 35 years old. So that's something I'd love to do, like
The
history of
history of
tennis,
That's good.
here, and collaborate with you all,
Boys. That was
because
the guy.
that would be great. We have a lot of rich history in our community of tennis.
Yeah,
And so
is a
I was
great.
just thinking, so I used to do tennis back at the Collier Athletic Club when it was open.
Mhm.
oh yeah,
And
you would hear the monkeys in the back there. Yeah.
And I'm sitting here going, I didn't realize I'd probably met you all back then, but I was tied up with, my kids were little, so I'd show up and leave and show up and leave to tennis things. It's like blowing my mind right now because you guys are talking about names and stuff. I'm like, I might have been there.
Yeah,
exactly.
I wasn't getting involved with things because my kids were in school or whatever. And, you show up to get away from the house and then you go back to deal with the kids and you forget all the people you probably met along the way. I didn't realize some of this stuff goes, like you just said, Minarich. I'm like,
Long time.
oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
yeah. That's
Pete and
incredible.
Doug Welsh and
That's what
Steve
Doug
Vaughn.
Welch, right.
Steve is still around locally here.
Here's Steve around.
Yep. So, but I need I'd love to do a deep dive and write up a nice history of tennis here.
Let's do
And that, especially, part of my history was the redevelopment of Cambier Park.
Let's
And
put up that one that
Yep.
I brought a bunch of things about Cambier Park because that was
a big controversy too.
oh yeah,
And
I had
right
people
now-
I had people in trees and protesting, and I'm like, look,
I remember that. They didn't want the building.
it's dead.
It was a whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it really, but like growing up in the community, like my parents would drop me off after church over at Cambier, and
Exactly.
in the summer months, we would wade out of the park, literally in water up to, well, I'm kind of short, so definitely above my knees, but and so the opportunity to presented itself. I was actually living in Paris at the time, and had the opportunity to become the director of tennis there. And it was really intriguing to me to be part of redeveloping the park and the history of that, and to work with, the families who had donated that land. We worked closely with the Watkins families.
Can we enlarge that just a little bit more? I'm trying to find it on my picture so I could kind of like read it and let people know. Yesterday.
Yeah.
They're coming out.
Yeah, so it was interesting. So I was like, this is a great opportunity to um, have a part of a footprint of Naples. And so they sat me down with the architect. They said, "Here's your space. Design your dream tennis center." and thus became the 2-level, design of the tennis center that overlooked the courts, subsurface watering system. On the time we were the first in, I would say the first in Collier County, Bonita Bay, which is where I was a head pro before that. We had actually put in subsurface courts there, and so
I remember the controversy. Oh my
yeah.
God. The conversations, because the club was still around. And it was daily conversation for the longest time because a lot of the families lived down there and they would play everywhere back then.
Sure.
They didn't belong. I don't even think Port Royal had all their courts yet because some of the families lived.
Well, there's a great story about the Port Royal and how it activated their development of their tennis center. So
a lot of the people came to the Collier, belonged to the club, the
Yeah.
Collier Athletic Club. And I'm like, I only played tennis more for exercise than like you too, because I never got that deep into it. But I sat there and when I saw the plans, just as a, kind of like a passive tennis player, I was like, but this makes such great sense.
Yeah.
And when I would bring my kids down there, there was constant water and it needed the building and it needed a building that was high to withstand any water that comes by if there's a storm, I mean, there was just things that to me made sense. I couldn't understand the controversy because I knew it had to happen.
Yeah, well, the building putting the building up high, there is actually more to it than just preventing water underneath. But tennis courts take a lot of maintenance, so the storing the equipment, it allowed us to store the equipment, the clay, everything like that, and so it made sense aesthetically also. And then of course the utilization of the courts to be able to view 12 courts. We went from 14 courts.
Makes sense to me.
We went from 14 courts to 12, but the utilization becomes greater when you convert them to clay because people can play all day long, and the heat in the summer is just unbearable on the hard courts. And as we know, that's happening now in the pickleball world, injuries on hard courts, and now this is showing up. So I forecast that pickleball will end up on clay very soon, before we know it.
Oh.
Yeah, you know what? You're probably right about that because everybody I know who's competitive have torn their Achilles. That's the big thing. You push on it, you do it, and that's why
I don't like to play with people, so I like to play myself, like singles. So I can't get into the pickleball thing.
Yeah.
They have singles pickleball.
If I ever fix my shoulder, I would go back to tennis.
Yeah.
I'm still a hardcore tennis lover.
Yeah, it's I can't read this thing. Can you guys read that? I'm trying to say, I know it was 48. Is that what it says? The Canberra thing?
So, and all that land is preserved, for green space and
remember when John
recreation.
Sorry says, well, we need to take some of this, move the softball courts and let's put it in a garage there.
Yeah.
And everybody went nuts. And I said, stop.
I don't see a date on here, Lois.
Yeah.
Deed meeting.
It was somewhere in there, 1948, I think, somewhere in that. That's when the Make Naples a Better Place plan all came in there. Anyway, close enough.
So we could talk history all day long. So we'll get on to some other things, right?
Okay, so anyway,
another day.
It can't ever go away. It's always going to be there.
I know. It's amazing.
So tell us some of the things. I mean, you've been involved in a lot of things at the Jetport, Cars on Fifth, and those kinds of things.
Yeah. So
and it's so funny seeing them. I'm like, oh my God, Lou is not in tennis. She's dressing up.
We've been in a thread for probably over a year now. Yeah. And I went to an event and Luann was there and we start talking and she's like, wait a minute. And I'm like, wait a minute. I know this name. And we both were in the same thread. And Luann, she's always throwing up an event of some sort or inviting us in our girls group to something or making sure that the whole community knows about this great endeavor that's happening next that supports something fabulous.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
what's going on next?
Well, look, it's all about supporting each other. And a lot of the events that I post up are complimentary. Some of them, I organize them with, do collaborations because it helps with brand growth for small businesses in town.
Exactly.
So that is a part of my consultancy with Lux Alliances is to do some really meaningful collaborations with brands and bring them other eyes to their businesses. So we just did a great event over at Yoga 6 and it was wonderful. We did a sound bath that was literally so, oh my gosh, it was so healing and therapeutic. And out of the, 25 women who came to the event, I think only 3 of them had been in her studio before. So
A
for
sound bath.
yeah, oh, sound, yes. You've never done a sound
No.
bath?
Oh, we'll
No,
have to
You
do
don't even
that.
have to get wet.
I'm deprived.
That's right. So you need to come to April 18th. We're going to be doing a sound bath. So I'm partnered
Oh, that's what
yeah,
this is. Okay.
in partnership with Yoga 6, with Prisa, the owner of Yoga 6.
Okay.
We're putting on the second annual Full Throttle Flow. We did this last year, and we were in
Happen.
partnership. We had 2 other partners involved last year, and it's a women's wellness experience. We have wellness practices that will be a part of this. The women will walk in and they will get a swag bag. They'll get a wellness passport. They visit each of the wellness vendors. They will see beautiful yoga mats laid out, 125 of them. They will find their space. It's in the jet hangar at Naples Jet Center.
Oh, there it is. We got it up there.
Yeah, and so we're really excited. Last year, we sat down for a planning version of this for 2026, and 4 weeks before the event last year, we're like, "What the heck? Let's just get over our bumps and bruises and pull this off." And we did it last year over at Elite Jets, and it was wonderful. We worked with Peter from Elite Jets and Danielle Greenberg, who's with Porsche Fort Myers now, and so it was wonderful that we pulled that off, and we wanted to have alignment with a charity last year, but we just didn't have the no pun intended, but the runway to do that. And so we planned for our second one after the success of our first event, and the sponsors have all renewed. They've all been really excited about
Very
renewing,
nice.
and we've selected the shelter, the women's shelter, and and they've selected us. That's the beautiful thing. I mean, anybody can. You can't just put the logo of the shelter up,
Gotcha.
and we're really blessed that they want to collaborate with us. The tickets are $100, but 100% of that ticket is being donated to the shelter. So we've had generous sponsors who are helping us with our expenses. So with that, anybody who comes to attend, it's a very curated audience. That will go to the shelter. So our goal is to sell 100 spots for a $10,000 gift to the shelter, and then any residual from there. So it's only upwards from the 10,000.
There you go.
And it's the sound. We will be doing a sound bath after everybody visits the wellness vendors. We also have a wealth. There's luxury brands there as well. We have Halcyon, and we have a wealth management partner in JP Morgan. And then we have a lot of, Azul is coming back again this year
We're
as one of our top sponsors. I can't name them all, but you
Sure.
guys all know you are so many amazing sponsors, and we'll post that up because actually even this invite has added more
We've added more. Yeah.
added more sponsors. But we're just really excited. So after everybody visits each of those booths, they'll submit their wellness passport, and we're going to be giving away a diamond necklace. We have a pair of let me see if I could say this right, Marisa Gamba glasses. In that, yeah. So that will
Oh,
be,
to her.
yeah, that would be really nice. And so there's just a ton, and then like all the vendors give away really nice packages. But while they visit the wellness booths, there's a lot of swag that goes into their swag bags from each of the vendors. So a lot of fun. And then we go into the yoga flow. So if you don't do yoga, it's okay. It's like you can be a starter for yoga, or you can be very experienced in yoga. It's just a really like great moment. And then after that, we'll be doing a sound bath for healing.
I'm gonna
And
take the back corner so in case I fall over. 'Cause
yeah.
I do stuff, but I'm not that good.
And we have some really great surprises for those who came last year. Our tickets are going quickly, so please sign up quickly.
We're
Use the
gonna have to
QR
get a
code. Go
ticket
to
today.
Flo-
'Cause I wanna-
go to Full Throttle Flow, and if you can't make it, we did put up a link to donate directly to the shelter on behalf of our event. And that donation link goes right to the shelter.
That's
But yeah, so that's going on. We have the Professional Tennis League, the grand finales. Are we done? I think we covered everything. Any questions on
Do
this?
that. The tennis, when does it start?
Yeah,
again?
so the tennis, so the Germain BMW of Naples Professional Tennis League, presented by J Courts, that is this Friday, the grand finale.
Oh, wow.
Can you believe season's almost
I
over?
know.
Is it crazy?
It's correct.
Oh, busy.
Right? The car movers aren't.
Yeah, I've already seen them. Yeah.
Yeah. So this Friday we are at Pelican Bay, the North Courts, and
You're going to be, we talked about that. You're going to be in my neighborhood.
yes, yep. And this is the finals of the event. We have 4 teams competing for the finals, and we have great sponsors, great team owners there. So we have the Mannering brothers playing against Jason Stevens Wealth Management Group, and then we also playing for 3rd and 4th place. We have the Luxury Bed Collection, and they're going to be playing against Miramar Pools. So that's open to the public. We do a prosecco pour at 3:30, complimentary prosecco. Who doesn't want that?
Honey, did you hear that?
Yeah. Like, come out. The matches start at
Prosecco.
4:30, but we do a welcome hour, where we're able to get everybody there early and make sure they get their seating and
Yeah.
and so forth. But it's complimentary to the public to come in, and yeah, it's been really exciting
You
to
bring
be
chairs.
part
You
of
got
this.
stadium seats. How's it work?
They'll have chairs there.
Okay.
They'll have chairs. Yep, they'll have chairs set up across all the courts. So
Oh.
yeah, for viewing.
People just hang on the courts on the side like they used to.
I know.
Professional. Yeah.
I know. It's great. But so those are the two. Well, this is what's going on in my world the next 2 weeks. It's kind of
That.
you know,
That's enough.
Just a,
yeah, just a little bit.
just a little.
But the 18th is going to be a great day for the shelter because
Yeah.
with we have this event and then of course the concerts that night and then a couple weeks later
Oh, that's right. The concert is that night.
the concerts that night. I know. And
Oh,
excuse me, I think I
excuse me.
won 2
I
tickets.
think you did.
Yes, I did. I
You
answered the history question the other day.
Yeah, we'll have
I
to-
was shocked that a few people chimed in and didn't get that right. I glanced at it and I'm like, that's Tin City.
Yes, yeah. Make
Yeah.
no mistake if you have any glance of it. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. You did.
So
Yeah.
but
I think
yeah,
we're wrapping up season pretty well with all of these great events.
These wonderful events. And it's a whole new.
I never want to hear people tell me there's nothing to do
Oh,
in
God.
Naples
If
because
there's nothing to do there. Shut up.
if you're not sure, then tune in every Tuesday and Friday and you will find lots to do.
Lots of good things.
Lots
Well,
to
we
do.
are coming down here right to a close. I think I'm going to do this. And then I have to call Jimbo about I wanted to get some tickets for some veterans to,
oh, that's great.
take them there and so forth. And
We'll be there that night too.
yeah, we're going to be there and whatever. So, but I am thrilled to have you on. This
I
is
know. We
great.
could chat away. Can't wait.
Chat away. Oh, and I tried to find a picture of your mom and your dad. I couldn't find. Found one of your mom. That little bitty thing. She was the sweetest.
I know. Nine
whole
nine
family.
kids later too. Like
9
right?
kids.
Yeah.
Wow.
Sweet. And your dad was at everything you ever did.
He was. He really was my biggest fan for sure. And my mom as well, but she I think she only saw me play tennis maybe 5 times in my life because she was running the ship and it worked
9
for me.
kids?
It was never an issue that she wasn't there because she was there when I came home and she didn't care if I won or lost and didn't even want to hear about it. I mean, she would hear about it if I wanted to talk about it, but it wasn't it never came out of her when I walked in the door. How'd you
do? Did you
like
win?
did you win?
That's what
You know,
I'm
so
like,
it was
did you
it
win?
was it was a great balance because as you know, my dad watched almost every one of my tennis lessons when he could. And I was just very, very blessed and I miss them dearly. And there wasn't a person who my dad went talk to. I think I got that from him, but he also remembered everything. I mean, like he would remember a match, like when I'm in college, he's like, remember you played that girl when you were 12 years old and it was windy in Miami and I'm like, no. So, but anyways, so thank you for bringing them up.
They are, if you ever want, I wish I could have captured a good pic, but they are joy personified, both of them. Like you said, with 9 kids, I don't know how they did it, but their faith, I'm sure, would play.
Absolutely.
That's a big part.
They, always, walked in Jesus' footsteps. And my mom would always tell me that we have to live in God's will, good, bad, or indifferent. we have to persevere through things.
Yes.
And you know, they were all about unconditional love. And I hope that I hope I make them proud, because you know,
Oh, thank you.
it's not always easy to, you know, always when you have people like my mom and dad who my mom was just, she was like a living saint. And yeah, so it's, thank you. Sorry, I'm getting a little choked up.
Yeah.
But really, you know, there were just great, incredible role models
Yes.
for our family, and for really blessed that my
community.
children,
Yeah, I got
that
you.
our children, Patronage children, that they were able to grow up with them, and really have an impact, that my parents had that impact on their lives,
Good.
you know. So
Okay, we're
Yeah,
we're
thank
gonna
you.
we're about to hit that button, but that was a great note to end on, with that joy personified, because they truly were. On behalf of Kevin Wilkerson, who's out trying to make some money today, and
Our sponsors.
Mr. D, oh good Lord, the Divine D, I meant to say, and our wonderful sponsors. And thank
Our
you,
great
guests, for
guest
coming on, our
coming
great
on.
guests, and Kristen and
Jennifer
Lloyd.
Lowett.
Have a great
Thank
week
you.
in Freedom Town, USA.
Freedom Town, USA, baby.